Can dying in Rainbow Six Siege actually benefit you? That is the question today in episode 4 of In the Mind, where I just give you an inside look on why I do certain things and what I might be thinking during my gameplay. Today, we're going to look at a few different deaths, and we're going to kind of walk through what I could have actually done differently. And this is definitely a beneficial thing that I recommend a lot of people do, is go back over their footage and think through all the different factors that go into why you might have died and what you could have done differently to change that outcome. So I'm roaming here, and it's match point. It's a 4v3. I've gotten some intel that there's a couple enemies over near restaurant due to gunfire. I'm just going to let this clip play out, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Last operator standing.
Damn it. I should have just...
All right, so let's rewind the clock, and we'll talk about what I could have done differently. So after I get these 2 kills, let's talk about what's going on in the round. It's a 3v1. We got 38 seconds left. Diablo's sitting here in barbecue, and my other teammate's over here in kitchen. Diablo just called out that Buck is upstairs, and I get kill hungry, thinking I can just take him out. I do hold a solid angle here. However, I give that up rather quickly to try and push forward and gain the flank. Yet Buck hears me, and that's how he takes me out. All right, so let's walk through what I could have done. Diablo was here in barbecue, and my other teammate was over here in kitchen. What's our objective? Our objective is defense, preventing Buck upstairs from planting a diffuser on site. There was no reason for me to contest him and push up these stairs other than trying to get that 3rd kill. I had taken the 2 out over here in restaurant, and I didn't need to press that. We had the numbers, and we had the time on our hands. I could have made multiple choices here as far as just backing up and holding various angles. One of the more powerful ones that probably would have been beneficial is over here in restaurant. Take the gap that the 2 enemies had just lost and hold this on stairs. There's multiple angles that I could have held it at, and Buck, with the remaining time left, most likely would have pushed down either one of those due to the fact that the hatch was still reinforced. So I should have just held it here and just waited the time out. I probably would have stayed alive and helped make sure we secured that win for the round. This is just a good example on how to look back on your deaths and kind of think through all the factors that play into winning the round. How do I, stay alive? How do I win this? And especially on defense, playing time and playing the objective is most important. All right, we'll move on to the next one.
They're all on back pillar stairs.
Okay. I got 0 on white stairs.
Damn it. Should have peeked.
All right, so let's take a look. It's a 4v4, and we got 53 seconds remaining. So rotating over from the window to the door, I was able to take out the one repelling, and I had intel that Ace was sitting top of square. I didn't need to contest that due to the fact that we had the numbers, and we also had time on our side. There wasn't a whole lot left. I could have easily just rotated back here and held an angle. Ace has the advantage here, especially with the height. He was sitting up top behind the plant here and was able to see me, especially just, lower half of my body, way before I could see him. So having taken out that first operator, I should have just kind of snuck back this direction and rotated myself over, over through tellers, and I could have gone up banana, rotated back up to site, or I still had my gadgets, and this is something that, or my utility, and this is something that I need to also be more mindful of, is after I had taken that one out, I could have rotated back. I still had my impacts. I could have made some noise, making him think that I had rotated and, either ran over here into office or open area, or I could have backed off here, just made myself an impact and rotated into tellers there. There's no reason that I needed to contest that. I could have also just held it here and just waited for him to push me. It just would have wasted more time. Me pushing out and dying immediately did nothing for my team. So that's definitely something to just be mindful of, watching the numbers, watching time, especially as a roamer. Your objective is to, gather intel, waste time, and sometimes sacrificing yourself is important, but during that moment, it definitely wasn't. So a couple things to learn there. We'll move on to the next one.
Must recover the diffuser.
All right, so let's set the scene for this last one. So we got 214 on the board. It's round 1, and it's a 5v4 after I just took out that first person. And I have 6 observational tools. Now, for this final clip, I definitely got lucky with my first kill. I swung here, broke the barricade, swung in, and got that headshot right off. And that was due to my crosshair placement. What I should have done, so that way I didn't just immediately go right into a firefight with Fenrir and then get swung on, was I should have used my second drone. Drones are, an additional life force, and I should have used this, come in here, figured out where Fenrir was. I definitely wanted to clear sunrise before pushing upstairs, figure out where he was. And that usually kind of forces him off of his initial position, or at least I could have, tried to pre-fire it. I had a better idea on that there was an additional, operator in there, rather than just running in blind. On attacking, it's definitely a little different than what we spoke about before. We're not considering time as much. We're still focusing on the objective, but patience is not always vital. On attacking, we want to create space, find gaps, and close those gaps. We're trying to gain control here of the map. So by using my drone or maybe even an Argus cam, I could have, wasted a little bit of time, moved it in here. It's a bit noisy. It's a bit easy to see. However, with that, he would have tried to maybe go for it, and I could have swung in here as he's trying to shoot the camera and take him out. It just gives me that little bit of edge in the gunfight to possibly win it in a future situation, rather than just spinning in, pushing, realizing I'm getting shot, and then just holding a tight angle like I did before. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Target Drill is a fantastic resource to use, but again, like this whole video has been talking about, look back on your deaths, figure out what you did wrong, where you could have gone a little bit better. We're always just trying to improve one round at a time, and use Target Drill. Run in here, figure out what route I could have taken, and hopefully in your next match, you do just a little bit better. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.